Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Civil War. So, we had some setbacks in the way as the bloody forces did not take Alexandria in that turn. I really am confused on that one. They should have taken it that bloody turn. Rather irritated by it, in all honesty. So we're just continuing to try and cause havoc for the Union in the back roads, I suppose you could say. We're out over here then. I'd like to just try and get through to these towns and just destroy rail hubs and that sort of thing, you know? Right. Have you cross the river. Get over there. Get down there. That'll be about 18 days. So we'll see how the front changes at that point. We do have our forces moving up over here. That's regulars. Right, they've taken that town. We're not going to surrender this position. We're digging at level 3 entrenchment now, so that should be quite nice. Right, so I do need to take that. We do need to deal with these forces due to the fact that they're blocking our rail access, which is something of an issue. A big old issue right there. Now, Beauregard's in a difficult position. He does have a way out, which is fantastic. We could bring him back, but that's not what I want to do. In all honesty, I think we might have a shot at forcing the Union out of Washington. What it comes down to is basically, if I can isolate them. If I can isolate them, that will be good. Of course, I could do with taking these towns due to the fact that we need to replenish our men. Yeah. Well, actually, no, the strength is looking pretty good. It's only his force over here that's taken the losses. So if they have a few days to recuperate, then the army of Shinoda, or Shinada, whatever it is. I know everybody tells me how to say it, but honestly, I am really, really bad at pronouncing this sort of crap. So it's never going to happen. I apologize. I try, but it's just too hard. My tongue just does not work like that. Okay, so let's take a look at the other things then that we got going there. No breach in Monroe. Could we actually build a defensive position over here? No. Okay. We captured 400 rifles from the enemy. We captured the fort batteries as well. That was quite nice. 2,200 prisoners as well. They routed over here at Springfield and that force was destroyed. Lovely to see. Won quite a few battles. Yeah. Commissioners. Commissioners, there we go, God. Today the Confederacy appointed 3 new commissioners to Europe. John Siddell to France, James Masson to Britain, and Pierre Rost to Spain. Their mission is to gain recognition for the Confederacy and act as purchasing agents for arms, material, and supplies. Good. Ooh, 5 new full generals. The Congress has appointed 5 full generals on recommendation of President Davis. They are Samuel Cooper, Albert Sidney Johnston, Robert Edward Lee, Joseph Eggleston Johnston, and Pierre Gustave Tunt Beauregard. Bloody hell, that name. Okay. Robert E. Lee, I really need you. When will you be available? You'll be unlocked at some point. Ooh, we do have the Richmond garrison. We do have the conscripts over here, actually. Now, these conscripts could be put to work, which would be quite handy, actually. Of course, Richmond did fall the last time I left it dangerously under reinforced, but that's not gonna happen. Nah, never happens twice, totally not. Though I will be prudent and build some forces, or at least have some forces to replace them. Then again, I could have that force move out over here and at least protect my flank, which is probably the better option. So we'll have them head out over here. they'll add to our force over here, and then at least they can protect that rail line and make it difficult for the Union's forces to attack us. Alliance with the Native Americans. Our commissioners to the tribes of the Indian Territory brought the Creeks, Seminoles, Choctaws, Chickasaws, and part of the Cherokees into the alliance with the Confederate States. The natives are guaranteed protection, food, tools, and other goods, as well as a delegate to the Confederate Congress at Richmond. In exchange, they will immediately furnish 10 companies of mounted men for service in the Indian Territories. Lovely. Right. So, I do believe that we'll have options in the following turn. If we... No, we don't have them now. That will allow us to basically recruit Indian forces, or at least use Indian raids and that sort of thing to help us out. Okay. Supply steamer captured. Good news, the CSS Curly, Rela, whatever, sees the Union supplied steamer Fanny and Pamlico Sound. In addition to important military supplies, we captured 31 Union soldiers. 31 does not mean a goddamn thing, but I will take those supplies. War production, looking good. We actually do have a good supply of reserves. Now, I could increase the rail pool once again, but our rail pool's looking pretty good, actually, at 134. It's the Riverine that's a little bit different. But the Riverine could, be worked on later. Now, there's always the issue with the Confederacy that you burn yourself out too quickly building industry, or you just don't build enough industry. So, I think we need to try and find a balance, sorry. Though I do need more men. More men is always needed. So what we'll do then is we'll save our resources for the next turn. So we're going to recruit some forces now, have some forces ready for the next turn, and then boom, bada boom, we'll be ready. So we do have these forces here. We have the Nashville forces. Right. Now what I'm thinking is, while he's over here in Carroll MD, we could at the same time support our forces over here in Leesburg. If March of the Sounds of Gun works, I think it works. I'm not entirely sure, I forgot actually in this game. But yes, if we could take forces over here... I mean, he has a hell of a lot of artillery. That artillery would be really useful. He's a very good commander. It would be really useful, actually. So I think we'll move him across instead. Hugo's force could stay here. Your force will move out over here. There we go. Beauregard's force will stay here, maintain their position. They are dug into some extent. Build depot. We already have a depot here. What's your problem, man? Okay. Can we build any loyalty up over here or anything like that? We could build a telegraph line over in that place. It increases the development, but that's not really any good. Oh, we could build an outpost over here. I will bloody build that outpost. Bloody hell! A level 1 stockade. I didn't even know I could build one there, but fuck yeah, I'll build a stockade there. What you gonna do to stop me? Nothing. That ain't what you're gonna do. Right. So we could actually build ironclads. Fantastic in practice, but in reality, we can't actually do a goddamn thing about it. So you know what I'm gonna do while these forces are otherwise occupied? Is I'm gonna make my way over to Louisiana. Louisiana? To St. Louis. I don't know why I said Louisiana. Right. We could have the cavalry break off. And if they can cross the river over here and head to Salem. So I'm going to have them on evade enemy contact. Right. Now I'm going to break the rails over here because that rail only serves the enemy if they were to cross. So we can destroy that rail. These forces will cross over at here. They'll go over here to Salem, they'll break the rails hopefully, and then we can prevent that force from retreating and helping out St. Louis, and then we can have a dual-pronged attack, or dual-pronged push towards St. Louis. 60 days, are you kidding me? This artillery is probably slowing us down, I'm not even going to lie. I'm going to leave those forces in there to act as a garrison. So there you go, you have a garrison there, Springfield, feel lucky. You goddamn sons of bitches. Can we force march this bitch? We can force march it. We're gonna force march it, and we could be there in 25 days, though that could work out negatively due to the fact that we are gonna cross a river. But even so, we are gonna be on the road for quite some time. So I think what we'll do then is, these cavalry, is we'll split it in half. Half of the cavalry will head out over here. They'll head over here and try and break these rails. So I do want you to fast move over there, force move, sorry, get your asses in gear and get out over there, because I need you there. Now, right, 12 days. That sounds decent enough, so evade combat, of course break the rails. There we go. We need to threaten St. Louis to force a union to switch its attention elsewhere. Right, how did we go out over here? Ah, you kidding me? You're not taking anything because you don't have the cohesion for it? That's really fucking annoying. I mean, I was hoping that these guys would take it, but I guess they can't because of their cohesion. It's just shit. So I guess I'll try and have them make their way back home if they can. I suppose it's probably to do with their defensive posture as well. So we need you to go into offensive posture. Okay. Offensive posture. Then just go up over there. If you can make it over there, then just... Right, you're never going to make it, are you? Okay. Offensive posture, and then just get into the goddamn town. If you can take the town, then fantastic. If not, well, go do one. Destroy the rails if you can. If you're going to die, at least die well. And die doing something meaningful for the Confederacy. Right, we do have our forces out over here. Surprisingly... They haven't captured that, which... Oh wait, we already knew about that. I'm just going back in circles, aren't I? We have these forces which are regaining... Well, gaining cohesion, which is good. Overall, we're kind of lacking on troops. We're kind of lacking on cohesion. But we'll be able to build that up. Right, stop that. We already have a depot over here. We'll have a stockade here to well, protect that depot, which would be very nice. I'd love to try and build like a stockade here in the future or something like that. But so far, we've broke these rails. Hopefully I can break these rails in the following turn. So I'm going to have these guys stay here and just try and break these rails. If they can do that, that would be absolutely fantastic. It would definitely serve the Confederacy just immeasurably well if they could break those rails. So that's what I want to see. Okay. Right. Your control at Carroll MD has been reduced. Of course it's been reduced. There's a bloody honking force out there. Now, actually, speaking of that great big honking force, I could go for that force. If I defeated that force in the field, that would eliminate their threat. I doubt the forces over here would move. So I think what we're going to do then is we're going to try and go for that elimination factor, which does dictate me to change my deployment round. Though I do have a feeling that they're going to move there, so I'm going to keep those forces out over here. I might have them move over here instead. How fast could you be there? Via rail, you could be there in about 12 days. Obviously, that's not going to be possible. So what we might do then is have these forces conservative attack over there. I hope that the forces nearby could lend assistance. At least I'd hope so. I can't remember if March the Sounds of Guns is a thing in this game. But if it is, and I'm hoping it is, then I might be able to get over there. Now that's going to take us 11 days. If I was to move out over here, that'd take 4 days. 13 days, 14 days. 14 days will do me nicely. It means I'm not crossing this river, which would affect my men negatively. Though I'm not entirely sure if it would due to the fact that they don't have military control, but I'd rather not take the risk, as that would be quite bad if it backfired, to say the least. Okay, the good thing is Tennessee has not joined... No, Kentucky has not joined us or the Union yet, so that's fantastic. What I could do with doing is moving forces up to these places like here, then at least we can have a garrison in there should they indeed join with us or against us. I'm not entirely sure. They'll probably join with us, actually. I can't remember which way they swung. Okay. We should have the Ironclad moving out over here. Where are you? Ironclad, where thou? Where is the Mississippi? Was it the Mississippi? I think it was the Mississippi. I can't find it. What the hell is it? Right, okay. Oh, the Manassas. What? 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 What the hell? What? Wow. Okay. Right, so I have a feeling the Manassas isn't going to play ball. You know what, then fair enough. We're going to use the Manassas in an offensive role. We're going to have the Manassas move out over here, and if I can prevent forces from moving back over here to St. Louis, then that would be incredible. When will your sister be ready? The Mississippi will be ready in about 130 days. That's far, far too long. How long would it actually take us to build another ironclad? Speaking of ironclads, I wonder when the Union's going to start building some ironclads. They tend to build them on these rivers for some reason, which I would love to capture some more ironclads. If I could capture ironclads, that would be fucking amazing. Right, 7 days no matter what. Okay. The Carolina Department. They're dug in. Okay. Right, yes, so let's go over the game plan then. So we can have these forces move out over here then. Which is good. That's good for us. Okay. Then, depending on the movements of the Union forces and whether we defeat this force or not, we're going to have to decide on what we want to do. Now, actually, what I'm going to do is I'm going to break these rails over here. Now, that might seem a little bit counterintuitive to our own efforts, but if I break these rails are effectively useless to me now, especially as I'd have to go through this force anyway. So if I can destroy these rails, and even if this army moves into Fredericktown, and they take Fredericktown, then they can't use the rails. They'd have to waste time on repairing those rails, and that's very important. That extra turn could make all the difference. Oh. I forgot about these guys. Okay. We'll have them... Bloody hell, 36 days? Really? Fuck. I guess we'll have them move by riverine transportation. Up to that point. At least up to this point, and then at least they're at no risk of danger. That takes 17 days. We don't have a big enough riverine transport pool. That's an issue. Do we have enough supplies to increase it? We do! 25 tons of war supply. That'll ding-dad-dadly do. Okay, we could recruit some more volunteers in the south, which is a nice idea. Actually, I could do with recruiting some more volunteers in the north. Right. Sharpshooters. Right, we could go for Confederate volunteers over here. Now, that's a group of about 450 men. Well, these are militia, I should say. Okay. What we're going to do then is we're going to build quite a few militia over there, so we're going to build about 900 militiamen. Which will be quite handy. About 900 men could make a big difference. Especially as we'll be able to use them to garrison towns and cities, which will make it difficult for the Union to take them, as they'll have to assault the city, or you know what I mean. Can we see what we did at sea, then? I want to see how many supplies and war... Well, you know what I mean, cash and war supplies we denied the Union. Yeah, they're completely out of supply, mostly due to the fact they didn't bloody take anything. Which they should have. They definitely should have. I don't know why they didn't. Okay, congratulations on your seniority. Do we have anybody who's actually capable of promotion? That's the thing we need to look for. He is not capable of promotion yet. Not capable. I wish it would tell you who is. Right, Thomas J. Jack. Well, it does tell you, you know what I mean. WHC Whiting. I've not seen Whiting over here. That's Woods Brigade. I'm not seeing Whiting. Where the hell's Whiting? I actually don't know, to be honest. Okay. We are in 1861. Which worries me, because we are coming up to the time where we can have, like, cores, which will be good for us, but it's going to be even better for the Union due to the fact they have a lot more forces. And, yeah. Right, do we have any options that we can play that's going to be helpful? Roads, not too much, really. Scorched Earth. Right, 45% loyalty, 10 development points. They gain 20 cohesion back. Right. That's interesting. I'm going to scorch the earth over here then. If I gain 20% cohesion back, there's nothing over here. It doesn't particularly matter. I don't give a shit about the loyalty here. There's nothing here that I can give a shit about. Then that could be quite helpful. Especially over here if we could use our scorched earth. No, of course not. Anywhere else that we could use scorched earth. Over there where it doesn't matter. Nothing much, really. I could scorch the earth over here. It's 100% loyal, though, so that's a bit of a, like, fuck you, isn't it, really? Can we use... No. Can we use the counterintelligence anywhere? Is there anywhere that would actually benefit from that? It does not look as though there actually is. Now, foreign intervention is at 31%, so that's pretty good. Right, government... Yeah. Okay. Right. Not too much else to be done this turn. So, we're going to go ahead, and we're going to go in just a moment. I really do want to see what we did at sea. I must be missing it. While patrolling... right, okay. Inflicted 5 hits, and we took 1 hit in return. There's some British ships over here, then. Some British trading ships, that's rather interesting, and some US transports. Rather interesting, as that shows the Union is trying to naval invade me somewhere. So that's good then, we do have more forces at New Orleans. So we're going to go ahead, and we are going to advance the turn, of course. Yeah. Okay, so big worries for the following turn. This force, there's nothing really else. That's going to be dealt with, hopefully. So let's see what happens. I'm hoping if we move our forces over to Montgomery, that we'll be able to combine our efforts, and then potentially force out the Union forces from Washington. It may be that their morale could break. If their morale breaks, or they just break away due to the fact that we have better leaders, then that would be amazing. If we could sit on top of Washington, that would send the Union into absolute shit-shine. Well, they'd just go fucking crazy. Or, of course, we have the other option of striking at the force at Carl MD, which would be a good option. It's probably a more logical option, but we have to win. Okay, there we go. There's an engagement. Are they going to be reinforced? Are they going to be reinforced? No. Okay. Right. Hang on a minute. Ah, you sweet, sweet fools. How the fuck did you not get over there? Ah, you motherfuckers. Right, we've got a breach over here then. Oh, you absolute morons. Oh, hello. Your force is actually over here. Fantastic. Oh, that's amazing. So we could have you sorted from the structure then. That's even better than I could have hoped for. So we're going to have those guys head over here. They're going to attack over there. That's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. We're going to have these forces move out over here then. And link up with the forces of Beauregard. Great, I'm enjoying this. I am very happy with this result. I mean, it seems bad, but in all honesty, the fact that they have not moved, they've not repaired the rail, they've not done a goddamn thing, makes a huge difference. For some reason, we haven't broke this rail. I really need this rail broken, please. Break that rail. Now. Yeah, these forces are just, they're just out. They're just done. I need them home. If I can get them home, then that's good. So whatever, we'll take this weird path to get them back to some Confederate territory. Okay. Our forces have been weakened over here. That doesn't mean a goddamn thing to me. Damn, I forgot to move these forces. Fuck. Rebuild rail, raise structures. Never mind, we're gonna move on out. 20 days. 20 days, we could be there. 65% chance we could make that forced march. I'm going to hope that we can make that forced march. We could be there in about 16 days, which is really important. We have the Manassas over here now. Now, that's good. That's very, very good. Actually, what we're going to do is we're going to have these guys move out over here, then. And we're going to capture these areas here, then, if we can. We have our forces moving out over here. I want them to get to that town over there. If we can capture Rolla, hopefully resupply at Rolla, then we'd be in a good situation. These forces surprisingly haven't engaged. And surprisingly, these forces haven't moved their fucking asses for some reason. I do not know why. Okay. So hopefully they will engage those forces along the way to the fort, which would be most beneficial. I'll want them to move up over there as well. Right. Shelby should have gone inside the fucking fort. Right, combine your forces, sir. How are you looking? You're looking pretty decent. Is that actually your strength? It is indeed. Okay. We do have a good cavalry force over here then. So that's 2,023 men, 1,066 horse, and 8 cannons inside the fort. That's looking pretty good. Right, Shawnee. Now we do want to probably move out from this fort. Ah, there we go, we captured the fort. Fantastic, captured both of these forts. Right, so we'll have you move back over there then. We'll have you enter the structure, of course. Surprisingly, they didn't enter that structure. I thought they would have. But yeah, we'll have you enter that structure. You should be able to replenish from there. That'll be good. That'll be very, very good. You haven't taken that structure for some reason. I'm guessing it's due to the fact that you're on that mode, which is not what I wanted. So I'm going to have you replace that and go inside the structure if you so wish to do so, sir! Right, I'm going to have these guys move out over here to the fort and then over there. And then I want you to take over that town. Actually, if you could take Albuquerque, that'd be nice. Right, we took over the fortress over here. Sorry, the fort. Right, so we're going to move on and we're going to take that fort as well. If we can take that fort, swing around to the north. Well, that's not going to work, is it? Let's see. Right, 8 days, that'll do. We'll have you take that fort over here then. We'll have you replace your supplies and I'm going to have you head north. So we've seen regular artillery over here. That's good to see. I'd like to see that the unit is panicking a little bit. We do have forces all the hell over here. Great, we broke the rails. That's fantastic. Toulon. Ooh, Indianapolis. If we can break the rails at Indianapolis, that would be even better. Right, we'll have you go this way around. It's going to take 15 days. But the plan is, if I can take over these towns along the way, we can resupply. And of course, we can try and break more rails, which is what I want to see. Right, we do have more forces over here. We have roughly double what we had before, so we have 3,990 plus the 1,140 horse. So we could take out the Ohio Brigade quite easily, I would say. And that's what I like to see. Well, actually, we'll have them dig in, basically. We'll have them defend themselves. They have that entrenchment value, and that's what I like to see. Entrenchment level 3 over here. Fantastic. Right. We are, of course, lacking on supplies, but there's not much we can do about that. That's a huge old brigade. We have some cavalrymen over here, actually. So we're going to have these cavalrymen. We're going to have them move out over here. We're going to make them be, as before, a general fucking nuisance. Especially here. If we can get over there, to Pittsburgh, then we can try and destroy those rails over there, which would be incredibly good. Now, I think I'm going to destroy these rails over here, because of course it does not matter for us. So we'll make sure that we destroy these rails doubly so. We have our forces over here. This is another 5,497 men. These forces will sortie out from the city and attack, which is what I want to see. Those forces will reinforce Beauregard. Fairfax Alexandria should not hold on too long. Which raises the question of whether I should assault the city again, which would fall insanely easily. Ah, it's music! Yes! Fills me with pride. Well, pride at what we can do. Right, I could leave the siege artillery over here, which I think I will do, to Hugo's forces. And then we are going to cross the river. We're going to cross the Rubicon. I'm going to take these conscripts with me. That increases our numbers quite nicely to about 12,000 over here. Now, what the plan is, if we can get these forces over here, is that we might be able to force this. We might be able to force the Union to retreat, or we could destroy that force. That's going to work out to our beneficiary. Okay. It's looking good, looking good. Okay. We lost some battles, but they were meaningless battles. Right, they're almost ready to start beginning again. Okay. I'm just waiting for that, breach and form on row. But yes, guys, thank you for watching so far, and do let me know what you think in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe. And until next time, goodbye for now. It has been a blast.